The silent response. The transmission arrived on a quiet Tuesday morning, simultaneously detected by listening arrays in Atacama, Antarctica, and the Gobi Desert. The signal pattern was unmistakably artificial, a mathematical sequence too precise to be natural, too complex to be coincidental. Admiral Eliza Rice was reviewing deployment schedules for Earth's orbital defense platforms when her secure terminal chimed. As the newly appointed commander of the United Earth Defense Force, unexpected alerts rarely brought good news. "Admiral, Deep Space Monitoring has intercepted something unusual," said Dr. Sanjay Mehta, chief astrophysicist at the Lunar Observatory. His normally composed face showed uncharacteristic tension. "You need to see this immediately." Within 2 hours, Reyes stood in a hastily assembled war room beneath Geneva, surrounded by Earth's foremost scientists and military leaders. On the central holographic display, the alien transmission played on loop, while analysts parsed its contents in real time. "They call themselves the Araxians," explained Dr. Lena Ortiz, stepping forward. The xenolinguistics expert had been working without rest since the transmission began, and they're not making first contact to say hello. The Araxian message was both greeting and ultimatum. Their fleet, 43 vessels of varying configurations, would enter Earth's solar system in precisely 72 hours. They required immediate access to Earth's uranium deposits, rare earth elements, and exclusive mining rights to the asteroid belt. All human military assets were to stand down and submit to Araxian oversight. "They're not asking," General Weizong said flatly, his weathered face illuminated by the display. "This is a demand with a hard deadline." The United Earth Security Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from all 198 nations filled the chamber, faces grim as they absorbed the implications of humanity's first contact. "Can we fight them?" asked the Brazilian delegate, voicing the question on everyone's mind. Admiral Reyes stood slowly. "Based on their propulsion signatures alone, they appear to be centuries ahead of our best technology. A direct confrontation would be inadvisable." "Then we negotiate," suggested the Nigerian representative. "Find common ground. Establish diplomatic protocols." Dr. Ortiz shook her head. "The linguistic structure of their message suggests they don't view this as a negotiation. They're informing us of terms they expect to be met." Admiral Reyes remained silent throughout the heated debate, her mind calculating possibilities and probabilities. When she finally spoke, the room fell quiet. "We need more information," she said. "We can't fight what we don't understand, and we can't negotiate from a position of ignorance. I propose we appear to comply while gathering intelligence." The Council's approval was unanimous. Operation Silent Thunder was initiated within the hour. As the Araxian fleet approached, Earth prepared a welcoming committee. The specially constructed vessel Diplomatic Envoy departed Earth orbit carrying linguists, scientists, and military observers disguised as ambassadors of humanity. Captain Marcus Chen commanded the mission, his face carefully neutral as the massive alien mothership came into view. The Araxian vessel dwarfed his by orders of magnitude. A sleek construction of what appeared to be living metal, constantly shifting across its surface like mercury. "They're scanning us," reported his tactical officer as energy waves washed over the Diplomatic Envoy. "Every frequency, every spectrum." "Let them look," Chen replied calmly. "We have nothing to hide." The meeting chamber had been constructed according to specifications transmitted by the Araxians. When the airlock cycled open, Chen and his team got their first glimpse of humanity's visitors. The Araxians stood nearly 3 meters tall, their bodies covered in overlapping plates that shimmered with bioluminescence. 4 limbs moved with precise mechanical efficiency, and their facial features centered around 5 compound eyes arranged in a pentagonal pattern. Communication proceeded through translation devices. The Araxian delegation did not waste time on pleasantries. "Your species occupies valuable resource nodes," stated the lead Araxian, its translated voice eerily melodic yet emotionless. You will relocate all operations from designated extraction zones within 30 of your days. Chen maintained his diplomatic composure. We understand your interest in Earth's resources. Perhaps we can discuss mutual benefit arrangements that— This is not a negotiation, interrupted the Araxian. It is notification. Compliance will be rewarded with continued autonomy in non-extraction zones. Non-compliance will result in species reclassification to Category 4, resource impediment. When Chen returned to Earth, the Security Council received his report in stunned silence. They've done this before, he concluded. Their language patterns, their procedures, this is routine for them. They've stripped other worlds, other systems. While publicly appearing to consider the Araxian demands, Earth activated its contingency protocols. Military installations went dark. Communication switched to quantum-encrypted channels undetectable by conventional means. In hidden facilities beneath the Mariana Trench, the Australian outback, and the Antarctic ice sheet, humanity began its real preparations. Dr. Mehta, the physicist who had revolutionized quantum computing years earlier, stood before the assembled engineers and scientists in the Mariana facility. Every scan is an opportunity, he explained, displaying the Araxian energy signatures. Their technology broadcasts its capabilities with every interaction. We've learned more about advanced physics in the past week than in the previous century. Around the world, manufacturing centers worked at full capacity, producing components for weapons and defense systems that hadn't existed 2 weeks ago. Spacecraft construction facilities, hidden in asteroid bases beyond Mars, assembled vessels incorporating principles reverse-engineered from Araxian technology. Publicly, Earth capitulated. News broadcasts showed the evacuation of mining operations in Africa, South America, and the asteroid belt. Secretary General Amara Okafor addressed the United Nations, speaking of peaceful coexistence and necessary compromise. The Araxians observed these developments with apparent satisfaction. The humans understand their position. The Araxian commander transmitted to its homeworld. They submit more readily than predicted. Extraction can begin ahead of schedule. As Araxian harvester ships descended toward Earth's surface, Admiral Rice sat in the control center deep beneath Geneva, watching the enemy fleet disperse around the planet. They're positioning themselves exactly as predicted, noted her tactical advisor. Rice nodded, her expression unreadable. Send the signal. Operation Silent Thunder enters Phase 2. Throughout the solar system, hidden sensors activated, painting a complete picture of Araxian deployments. Every communication between their vessels was intercepted, decoded, and analyzed using algorithms that grew more sophisticated by the hour. Lieutenant Commander Sophia Dias led the covered observation team from Phobos, Mars' inner moon. Her stealth vessel, utilizing adaptive camouflage derived from studying Araxian sensor technology, monitored the alien mining operations at point-blank range. They're extracting uranium at an alarming rate, she reported, converting the material directly into some kind of hyperdense fuel. Whatever their ships run on, it's derived from isotope manipulation we've never seen before. Similar reports arrived from deep-sea monitoring stations. The Araxians had deployed massive harvesting machines that extracted rare earth metals from the ocean floor with ruthless efficiency. They're taking what they want, General Zhang observed during the daily security briefing, and they believe we're doing nothing but watching. Admiral Rice's lips curved into a slight smile. Let them believe that. For now. 24 days after first contact, the Araxians had established full mining operations in all the territories they had demanded. Their fleet, spread thin across the solar system to protect their new assets, maintained minimal communication with Earth's governments. In the shadows of Saturn's rings, Admiral Rice surveyed the assembled human fleet. Over 300 vessels constructed in secrecy, crewed by the best pilots and combat specialists Earth had to offer. Each ship incorporated technology derived from careful study of the Araxians' own systems. Status report, Rice commanded, her voice carrying to every vessel in the fleet. All systems operational. Came the response from her executive officer. Phase-matched shield generators online. Quantum disruption weapons armed and ready. Fleet is at 100% combat readiness. Reyes nodded once, then opened a channel to Earth Command. Thunder Fleet in position, awaiting final authorization. In Geneva, Secretary General Okafor received the transmission and turned to face the assembled Security Council. "The Araxians gave us an ultimatum," she said quietly. They never expected a response. The Security Council stood as one. "Humanity offers no further words," Okafor stated formally for the record. "Only action." She pressed her palm against the authorization scanner. Operation Silent Thunder. Final phase. Execute. The thunder of defiance. The Araxian harvester ship Abundant Yield processed uranium from a Congolese mine, its enormous extractors boring deep into Earth's crust. Commander Vextar supervised the operation from the control deck, 6 manipulator appendages interfacing with holographic displays, while his 5 eyes monitored efficiency metrics. "Production exceeds projections by 22%, he noted with satisfaction. "The human surrender has expedited our timetable significantly." His second-in-command approached, sensory ridges pulsing in an anxious pattern. "Commander, long-range sensors detect anomalous energy signatures near lunar orbit. Solar radiation interference." Vextar dismissed. "This system's star produces frequent electromagnetic pulses. The pattern appears artificial," insisted the subordinate. "And similar readings are being reported near Mars, Venus, and the asteroid belt." Simultaneously, before Vextar could respond, the ship's alarms blared. On every display, dozens of vessels appeared, seemingly from nowhere. Their signatures suddenly visible where moments before sensors had detected nothing. "Impossible," Vextar hissed. The human vessel Defiance decloaked first, followed by the entire Thunder Fleet in perfect synchronization. Admiral Reyes stood on the command deck, her posture rigid as she surveyed the tactical display. "All ships, weapons free," she ordered. "Execute Thunder Protocol." Across the solar system, humanity struck as one. In Earth orbit, Captain Alexandra Volkov commanded Battle Group Aegis. Her vessels targeted the Araxian command ships with precision strikes from quantum disruptors, weapons developed by studying how Araxian shields modulated energy. "The shields aren't holding," reported her weapons officer in disbelief. "Their defenses are failing." Volkov's expression remained stoic. "They should have studied us more carefully." Near Mars, Commander Diaz led Battle Group Ares in an assault on the Araxian mining fleet. Her ships deployed electromagnetic pulse weapons that sent the alien vessels spinning, their systems temporarily disabled. "Board them," Diaz ordered. "Secure their technology and take prisoners. We need information as much as victory." In the asteroid belt, General Zhang commanded Battle Group Olympus. His ships launched swarms of autonomous drones, each carrying a payload of nanites designed to infiltrate Araxian hulls and disrupt their control systems from within. The Araxians thought humans would surrender resources without a fight. Zhang transmitted to his crews. "Show them how wrong they were." The initial assault caught the Araxians completely unprepared. Accustomed to dealing with primitive or already subjugated species, they had spread their forces thin. Now their superior technology faced an enemy that had studied their every weakness and developed specific countermeasures. On the Araxian command vessel Sovereign Claim, Supreme Commander Zek's era watched in mounting horror as reports flooded in from across the system. "Impossible," he repeated, echoing Vextar's disbelief. Their technological level was assessed at Category 7. They should not possess these capabilities. His strategic advisor's voice wavered. "The humans were deceptive. They allowed us to scan outdated technology while concealing their true capabilities. No species has ever," Zek's era began, but was interrupted as the ship shuddered violently. Warning indicators flashed across every display. "Multiple human vessels approaching," reported the tactical officer. "They're targeting our propulsion systems with focused quantum disruption." Zexera's outer plates darkened with rage. Launch all fighters. Divert power to forward shields. Prepare tow. Another impact rocked the ship, more violent than the first. The tactical display flickered, then stabilized to show a single human vessel approaching, larger than the others, its hull gleaming with an energy signature unlike anything in Araxian records. "Priority transmission from the human vessel," announced the communications officer. The main display activated to show Admiral Reyes, her expression cold and determined. "This is Admiral Eliza Reyes of the United Earth Defense Force. You entered our system with demands instead of greetings. You threatened our world instead of offering friendship. You mistook our patience for weakness and our observation for surrender." She leaned forward slightly. "That was your final mistake." The transmission ended. Zexera barely had time to order emergency maneuvers before the human flagship fired. In the debris field that had once been the Araxian command vessel, Admiral Reyes watched as the remaining alien ships began emergency jumps from the system. A quantum disruptor, humanity's masterpiece of reverse-engineered technology, had performed beyond expectations. "They're retreating, Admiral," reported her tactical officer, "all across the system." Reyes nodded. "Let them go. They'll carry the message." Reports from the other battle groups confirmed the same pattern. The Araxian fleet was in full retreat, abandoning equipment and even personnel in their haste to escape. "Shall we pursue?" asked her executive officer. "No," Reyes replied. "We've made our point. Humanity defends its own." 3 days later, Admiral Reyes stood before the United Earth Security Council, delivering her final report on Operation Silent Thunder. "The Araxian forces have been driven from our system," she stated. "We've captured 17 of their vessels, mostly intact, along with databases containing valuable tactical and scientific information. Preliminary analysis suggests they've encountered and subjugated at least 7 other spacefaring species, none of which offered significant resistance." "And the prisoners?" asked Secretary General Okafor. "We've secured 86 Araxian personnel," Reyes replied. "They're being treated according to established protocols for prisoners of war. Dr. Ortiz's team has made significant progress in direct communication." Dr. Ortiz stepped forward. "The Araxians are part of an interstellar empire spanning approximately 70 light-years. They classify species according to technological development and resource value. We were initially categorized as resource-rich, technologically immature, a designation that typically results in immediate subjugation. And now," prompted Okafor, "based on interrogations, they're reclassifying us as high threat, extreme caution." Ortiz allowed herself a small smile. Apparently, no species has ever deceived them so thoroughly or countered their technology so effectively. General Zhang's weathered face displayed rare satisfaction. "We've sent a message that will echo beyond our solar system. The Araxians will spread the word. Humans are not to be trifled with." Admiral Reyes nodded. "We expect they'll return eventually, with greater numbers and improved countermeasures. But by then, we'll have fully integrated their technology with our own. And next time, we won't wait for them to make demands." Secretary General Okafor surveyed the room, noting the determined expressions on every face. "Then we have work to do. Humanity's silent period is over. We will speak to the galaxy not just with words, but with actions that demonstrate our resolve." 6 months later, the first human exploration vessels prepared to venture beyond the solar system, equipped with advanced propulsion systems reverse-engineered from Araxian technology. Admiral Reyes stood at the observation deck of Lunar Command, watching as the ships prepared for departure. Dr. Mehta joined her, his eyes reflecting the distant vessels. "We're jumping ahead centuries in development," he observed. "What the Araxians intended as conquest became our greatest opportunity." "That's the difference they fail to understand," Reyes replied. "When threatened, humans don't merely survive. We evolve. We adapt. We turn threats into advantages." On the main communications channel, Captain Chen's voice came through clearly from the lead vessel Thunderchild. All systems nominal. Admiral, the Epsilon Eridani expedition is ready for departure. Reyes nodded. Though Chen couldn't see her, you carry humanity's first deliberate message to the stars, Captain. Make it clear. We will, Admiral, Chen replied. Humanity comes in peace, but we're prepared for all alternatives. As the expedition ships engaged their drives and vanished into the depths of space, Reyes turned to the tactical display showing the ongoing construction of Earth's defense grid. Dozens of stations now orbited strategic points throughout the solar system, each equipped with technology that would have been unimaginable mere months ago. The Araxians thought they found an easy conquest, she murmured. Instead, they awakened a sleeping giant. In deep space, beyond the heliopause, automated beacons monitored the void for signs of approaching vessels. Any ship entering the solar system would now be greeted not with silence, but with a clear message in all known frequencies. You enter the territory of humanity. We offer friendship to those who come in peace. We promise consequence to those who come with threats. Choose wisely. The message repeated continuously, broadcasting humanity's new stance to the stars. No longer silent, no longer passive, ready to extend a hand in friendship or a fist in defiance. In the vastness between stars, word spread of the species that had defeated the Araxian Empire's advance fleet. The quiet system with the blue-green world was quiet no more. Humanity had announced itself to the galaxy not with humble greetings, but with thunder that echoed across the void. The message was clear. Humanity offered no words to threats, only war. And humanity did not lose.